Hello and welcome to our short video. In this video we're going to demonstrate how to log in as a customer, navigate around so that you can see what the customer sees, and then from an administrative side so you can understand the differences, plus then be able to educate the customer on how to set up their quick order forms. So let's begin. First thing you're going to do is you're going to log in as a customer. When we set you up, we're going to set up an account for you as a customer account. And when you log in, it'll take you to your customer dashboard. From here, go right to change password and go ahead and change your password. Pretty self-explanatory. Please use complex passwords that have upper and lower case and numbers and special characters. We don't want people hacking your account and placing orders for you. Once you set up your password, you can change your email address if you want. Again, very self-explanatory. And then select Address Book. Here's where the tasks begin. We want you to set up about 5 to 8 different ship-to addresses along with a different billing address. The reason we want you to do this, we want you to understand what the customer that has multiple locations will see and how to set up a unique identifier for each of those locations to make it easy for the customer. In this example here, I actually have a ship-to address that says my home. I have one that says my office. I have location numbers that might make sense. So to add a ship-to address or edit a ship-to address is very simple. It's very intuitive. It says add, new, edit, delete. But go through the process so that you can see how I identified it as my ship-to address, and the unique identifier is in the company name. And I could change this, of course, to be my second home, or in this, let's do that just to show you. It could be my number 2 house, for example, and I could hit save, and then it might make it very easy for the customer to see. Again, just to edit it, adding a new location. Deleting existing locations, moving them to different ship-to billing addresses. So your first task is to set up about 5 to 8 different ship-to addresses, and then we're going to set up corresponding quick order forms for these addresses so you see how easy it is for the customer. Once you get this done, we're going to move to the product list. Product list is our location list. So I've already set up a few different locations, and I actually have a few items in my wish list sitting here. Each location, I've already put in a number of different items. So this is what we want you to do. We just want you to go through the exercise of building locations, adding items to that location, adding unique identifiers to different items so that you see the advantage for the customer. And then when we check out, we're going to select one of these locations and select the corresponding ship-to address so it's very easy for the customer. Now again, the product list is very simple. It's very intuitive. It says add new product list. It says edit product list. It tells you you can move the items in between different product lists. But the only way you're going to learn this is to actually physically kind of go through the task of creating a number of locations and making them unique identifiers. So if I'm going to add another location, I'm going to go here, add a location product list. And I'm going to say this is location number 12. And if I wanted to put some notes, I could. I say change, save, and now I have a location 12. As you can see, there's no items in location 12. It's very easy to add items to all of these locations, and there's multiple ways to do it. But as you can see on the bottom of that list, there actually is a place you can even enter a SKU if you wanted to. So if you knew the SKUs you wanted to add to that location, you could just type in the SKUs and add it directly to that location. That's simple. And you could just keep going, and you could just keep adding more and more items this way. Now in training, we talk about identifying the items customers are going to want, and we're going to have product lists. So when we have those product lists, just adding SKUs like this becomes very, very simple. So building out a quick order form for a customer can be done in just a couple minutes. But to them, the savings is tremendous. The savings in time is tremendous. So here we just added 3 items to location number 12 in a few seconds while I'm explaining this to you. If I wanted to add unique identifiers to these items, for example, this could be Mary's printer. Or we could identify this as being special file folders for the medical office to help the customer select the proper items in quick checkout quickly. When you're building a product list or location list, you can see that it's very easy to delete the items, very easy to update these notes that we're saving. We can add more items to the product list very easily from our wish list or our favorites. So since I had some items in my wish list, all I would do would be select these items, and I could actually move them to location 12 right there. And then they're going to all populate into location 12. So now those items have been moved to location 12. That other item wasn't moved to location 12 because it was already there, so it didn't double it up. To add the items to a wish list is pretty simple also. So it works like multiple ways that you can select the item. So if I knew a SKU, for example, I could enter it up into the search box, for example, and it's going to bring up that particular item. And I could add that particular item to a wish list. That's simple, and it adds there. Or if I'm just doing the normal type of searching and using the tools to identify which particular item that I want, I can find it again and add it to the wish list. In this particular case, that one's out of stock, but you get the point. So take a look at what we've done real quick. We've actually have multiple ship to addresses and a billing address, which is always attached to some debit card or credit card. We've set up multiple locations, and then items that are unique to that location. We could set up unique identifiers for the items inside those locations so they can make sure that they get the right item to the right person. Here's a great example again. Here's John's favorite pens. I like to use that example because if you've ever searched for blue pens, you're going to find that we have hundreds of blue pens, and so how do we know which one's John's favorites? But if we can simply go to the quick order form and see something that says John's favorite blue pen, it's pretty simple. So again, we added items to the wish list, and from the wish list, we then just selected what location we wanted to add it to and just moved it right into that location. Now from here, a customer can check out very easily. So if they said they wanted to get certain items for location number 10 shipped to that location, they can select the items, they can add the quantities they want, and they can add it to their shopping cart. And once it's added to the shopping cart, it shows up here in the shopping cart, and they can proceed to checkout. There's another simple way customers can check out, and that's using this quick order form. So if they select on the quick order form and know the product number, they can add the product number and add a bulk number, for example. Select the items, and they'll automatically populate into the shopping cart. So right now we just added those 10 items to the shopping cart. So this can really speed it up for the customer too. If they know those items, then they can just proceed to checkout. Again, here it's intuitive. If we want to change the number of how many we want to order, we update. If we want to save the shopping cart and come back a later time, we can actually save the shopping cart right here, and it will then be saved into our dashboard. We can rename it for a time. So this could be, let's just call it 5 p.m. right now because we're going to get back to it later. And we'd have that shopping cart saved there. All of these tools are designed to simplify the ordering process for your customer, and that's why we want you to walk through here. So let's finish our shopping cart for a second. Let's go ahead and proceed to checkout for a minute. And now let's select a different address. So I'm going to ship to this location, and it's just changed the shipping address. And now I can actually proceed, pay for the order, and check out. Don't do this because it's going to actually be live and place the order. But I want you to walk through the whole process so that you understand how simple it is for a customer. So let's recap real quick. Log into your account. Change your password. Change your email address. Add multiple ship-to addresses. Edit the ship-to addresses so that they have a unique identifier on them, so you get the hang of how simple the system is. Add items to your wish list. There's multiple ways to do that by searching for the item, identifying the item through just the normal product ideas, adding SKU numbers in, add them to your product list. From there, add them to your locations. Inside your locations, add some unique identifiers to items so that you understand how those work. Within the locations, you'll have places to add special notes for that location. You'll be able to add items specifically to just that location. You can move items in and out of that location from other locations if you wanted to. And you can also update your notes, add to shopping cart to prepare to check out. When you get done with those tasks, please reach out to us. Thanks for watching.